This is going to be another 2019 forecast for more repeat clients. The feminine is a Virgo, if I recall correctly, and the masculine is a Scorpio. She had just messaged me actually, and I messaged her back and I said, a Virgo and a Scorpio, right? And she didn't get back to me yet. I'm not going to wait. I'm pretty sure. It doesn't matter anyway. Because whatever I need to know will come up. I'm beginning with a triangle, and that makes sense because we do have one of those situations here. So the feminine is a single mom, and the masculine is fighting leaving a family or separating from his children's mother. He's not alone. I mean, this is very, very common. Some of them, by masculine I mean, don't realize that they have rights and they feel like they have to stay, otherwise they're not going to get to see their children, or there's going to be different manipulation. Those are things that happen, but that's we have a court system too, and females, most actually, they'll use it, especially if encouraged to by someone else or the system or whatever. So men should get used to it also. I am actually not one of them, so I personally do not believe in the institution of child support at all. Zero, not even a little bit. But I understand why people feel it's necessary and they use it. So in any case, this is what happens. Well, that's one of the reasons that men tend to, and I'm not saying that's his reason, I'm just talking in general. Another one is that's pretty common is they're trying to provide some sort of household other than that in which they grew up themselves, but again don't realize that where there is misery, especially if there's arguments and stuff, often or constantly, you can tell that people aren't getting along. I mean, that's not really the optimum environment for children either. Like, sometimes when you're caught up in it though, it feels like, some remnant of a relationship between biological mother and father is better than nothing at all. Again, I disagree, but anyway. So these are some of the things. I don't know his reason, and I don't need to. It's none of my business. But I just wanted to be clear that it's definitely a template. There's a lot dealing with that. So in any case, as I was saying, I'm beginning with triangle. And opening to young female, which tends more so than not to represent Jupiter and Sagittarius to me, rather than an actual young female. But one can be involved, and she may be more directly a fire sign, and maybe specifically a Sagittarius, and maybe one of these three. Or again, representing Jupiter, this can just be like karma, a karmic. And of course it is very controlling, manipulating, holding us back based on fear. Triangle. Delaying, prolonging destiny. But funny thing about destiny is it always comes around eventually. That's why I always say we have free will to an extent. Like, our free will can control certain things, but not everything. Opening to communication. That's always positive to have it. Like, despite this. And money. This is another huge reason. It's like, how am I going to afford more than one family? Financially. I can't do it, so I better stay here with this one. This card also is representative of stuck energy for me, though, and like a Capricorn energy too. In both meanings of it would fit with this, with triangle. And passion. So this card in this deck for me is very like Two of Wands, because I see the fire and stuff, and then the two people only, very tight embrace. And the Two of Wands in the Tower represents divine unions or twin flame relationships. It's also about faith and manifestation, you know, building up to one day having what began as merely an idea. Overall energy is true love. I always do get such beautiful energy in cards for this couple, and you know, and they have beautiful energy together from, you know, what I've heard and read and messages. And I know we've had a lot of success with, you know, energy healing, because I've also heard some of the, you know, not so happy times that, you know, that we'll work through in some cases with my help. So yeah, I know this to be true. January, February, March, April, and a Virgo. That's Mercury ruled. I just verified the other day that March is a Mercury retrograde. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And I've been seeing really nice things for November's. So I hope this reading isn't any different. So far, you know, every one of these forecasts, the month of November has been really awesome, as I expected. Because this year I think is going to be pretty special, with it being, you know, 2019 is equivalent to 1119. This year on 1119, you know, in 2018, we celebrated the world, especially the Muslim world, celebrated the Prophet Muhammad's birthday, and I have been celebrating and asking you to do the same along with me, King Osiris's birthday, since he asked me to do it back in 2016 on that day too. So this year, we, you know, during the month of November, we'll have an 11/19, which I think is pretty special. And of course, there's still 11/11 that falls into November. And just the energy of November, because it is, you know, 11, the month. Again, 2, partnership, 11 equals 2. Is always heightened. So, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on during that month too. There's like usually a bunch of retrogrades coming to an end, or planets shifting and moving into new transits where they're going to be for the next several months. But it starts in November always, every year, or it ends in November. So yeah, I expect this to be a good card. Anyway, let's see. January. All right, we're starting off good too. Fun times. And it's another energy of 3, but this one's more 3 of Cups to me. It's very celebratory, happy, and guides us to be social. So this can even be you having some fun, maybe, you know, for the new year, perhaps. February. Gifts. And every girl, or most, you know, many of us, you know, looking for February to be good. I never want to have to tell anybody that February is going to suck, because, you know, Valentine's Day, people look forward to it when they're in love, and you got gifts. So I think that's positive. I'm sure there'll be some exchange for you guys in February. March. Yep. Mercury retrograde. Be dealing with some past love issues. You know how not only Mercury retrograde, but retrogrades in general, you know, push us to have to deal with issues from our past, and sometimes from a past life. Mercury pretty much almost never fails. Even those times when Mercury retrograde is like good for a change, because sometimes I feel it is. That there's still stuff and people from the past that you have to, you know, revisit. In any case, April. All right. This is still positive. April, dating queen. So they could be, potential suitors. And like I said, people that come up, that show up because of retrograde season. But at the same time, this is a very 3 of fire card for me too. And the 3 of fire means that we, we're close. We're close to really manifesting what it is we want. And we just have to be a little bit more patient. May. See? New love arrives in May, or new love energy, right? So the love is anew, renewed, maybe stepping into a deeper level of love and of commitment. June, karma. June actually, at least through mid-June, tends to be Jupiter retrograde. And of course, Jupiter, the planet of karma. So I think you may have some of that to deal with, which it doesn't isn't necessarily a bad thing, is what I was trying to get out of my mouth. July. But it looks like it will push you to have to make a decision. Something involving a free will choice. Right? Will you sit it out, or will you dance? Of course, as the song goes, I always hope you dance. When we get these opportunities are knocking, and it's always stuff that we've been waiting for. Right? You've been waiting for this chance, and now it's here. Are you going to take it, basically, is the question. So hopefully fear can be released with regard to whatever that is. August. Short-term delay, heartache, perhaps heartbreak, temporary, very temporary, conflict, sometimes separation. This card can mean all of those things, and it may be as a result of whatever went on here. Decision, going one way or the other could cause this. Also, August is often a month not only of high energy, but high energetic attack by negativity. We have the Lionsgate during August. We have usually one of the biggest of the year, solar eclipses typically would happen in August. And there's other things that go on in August. I mean, if you remember the one that I did, the video I did about this August, it was so action-packed, man. It was like, oof. I think we're still feeling some of that stuff. But anyway, yeah, August tends to be very heavy with retrogrades, with eclipses, with, the Lionsgate. And so this is not really shocking or surprising and shouldn't be worried about. September tends to be better. Yep, spiritual growth. Whatever this is you go through, you come out better for it. I don't think it's a mistake that it ended up sitting here next to karma and past love, though. I think this tells a story too, this bottom row. And that's been happening, actually, with these readings. They've all seemed to, they fall a particular way. October. Mature woman. This is post the growth. So, yeah, it's like a new person. And you're strong, you're firm, you're in a very good place here in October. Hopefully preparing you for November. Don't disappoint me this time. It's been good. Boom. Every single time it's been true love, union, twin flame. Now you got the soulmate for November. And December. How are you going to leave the year? Blonde female. Well, this is my representation of the divine feminine in this deck. And so this is you in your rightful position. Probably still very confident off of this and any deeper connection that you guys arrive at in November. So very nice. I look forward to doing your mini love reading too. I hope you enjoyed this one though. Let's get you some advice from here. For the masculine, it's that passion again, that Two of Wands card. So, twin flame, divine union. And for you, fair male, that potential Capricorn stuck energy, not him. Now, you could be dealing with it as a result of him, or at least you could tell yourself that. Because that's really what the devil energy in the tarot is, which is what this card feels like to me. It's an illusion of being stuck. It's not actually being stuck. So the trick is to get beyond any of those feelings or negative emotions, to release them, to cut the cords to them, and to be unaffected and unbothered. And, you know, so we rise when we do that. Again, I hope that you have enjoyed your forecast. I'll be back with your mini reading. Namaste, dear.